No doubt Eala is biggest PH sports figure of the year. Eala stood at the forefront of an eventful Philippine sports scene in the year about to end, pushing the country to greater heights with a breakout WTA season that redefined her rise in world tennis. The 20-year-old charmer delivered on every stage, from the Pro US Tour to the Grand Slams, before capping it with a golden run in the 33rd Southeast Asian Games in Thailand recently. To end the year on this high is such an amazing thing. I wouldn't have thought it would happen at the start of the year, said Eala after her historic Games stint that started as the country's flag bearer and ended with a gold medal in the women's singles. She also had a pair of bronze medals from the women's team and mixed doubles. The Miami Open was Eala's launching pad as she entered the WTA 1000 event as a wild card who shocked the world by defeating 3 Grand Slam champions, a first for any Filipino and any wild card entry in the tournament's history. She stunned Jelena Ostapenko, took down Madison Keys and produced her biggest upset yet by eliminating one of the best netters in the globe in Iga Swiatek. Eala completed a year no other tennis player from the Philippines, man or woman, has had. Inquirer file photo. Eala stood at the forefront of an eventful Philippine sports scene in the year about to end, pushing the country to greater heights with a breakout WTA season that redefined her rise in world tennis. The 20-year-old charmer delivered on every stage, from the Pro US Tour to the Grand Slams, before capping it with a golden run in the 33rd Southeast Asian Games in Thailand recently. To end the year on this high is such an amazing thing. I wouldn't have thought it would happen at the start of the year, said Eala after her historic Games stint that started as the country's flag bearer and ended with a gold medal in the women's singles. She also had a pair of bronze medals from the women's team and mixed doubles. The Miami Open was Eala's launching pad as she entered the WTA 1000 event as a wild card who shocked the world by defeating 3 Grand Slam champions, a first for any Filipino and any wild card entry in the tournament's history. Eala's dream run ended in the semifinals, where she pushed eventual runner-up Jessica Pegula before falling 6-7, 3, 7-5, 3-6. The fight in Eala and the way she always broke down after every win endeared her to the world and reignited the passion in the sport the country had lost when Filipinos faltered on the international front. She would then barge into the top 75, from number 147 at the start of the year, after Miami to gain outright berths in Grand Slam events, where she made her debut in the French Open against Colombia's Emiliana Arango but fell short of a comeback in 3 sets. She also made her appearance at Wimbledon and impressed defending champion Barbara Krejcikova despite yielding a 6-3, 2-6, 1-6 result. In August, Eala returned to familiar ground at the US Open, where she once won the girls' singles title. This time, she made history again by becoming the first Filipino to win a Grand Slam main draw match at Flushing Meadows after outlasting Denmark's Clara Tauson 6-3, 2-6, 7-6, 11, before bowing out to Spain's Cristina Buxa 4-6, 3-6 in the second round. Eala also won her first ever WTA title in the Guadalajara 125 Open, beating Punna Udvardy 1-6, 7-5, 6-3 last September. She also had a runner-up finish in the Eastbourne Open, WTA 250, falling short to Maya Joint 4-6, 6-1, 6, 10-7. The Filipino athlete suffered from a series of first-round exits in her final WTA games of the season in Asia, but she still achieved a career-high ranking of number 50 and pocketed $907,777, around $52.65 million, in prize money with a 40-26 win-loss record. Eala capped the year in the PH's 3 stars and the sun as she ended a 26-year gold medal drought for the Philippines in women's tennis singles in the ETG. A 6-1, 6-2 win over Thailand's Maninkaya Sawanki had Eala joining Pia Tamayo, 1981, and Maricris Fernandez, 1999, as the only Filipino women to win SAG golds. With a historic year behind her, Eala now turns her attention to the Australian Open in January, aiming to build on a season that pushed Philippine tennis further than it has ever gone. A return appearance in the WTA 125 Manila Open, which takes place from January 26 to 31st, depends on her Australian Open campaign. No doubt, Alex Eala is the biggest Philippine sports figure of the year. In a country where basketball courts are painted on concrete streets and boxing legends are spoken of like folklore, a quiet revolution has been happening, one played out not with fists or three-point shots, but with a racket, a baseline, and an unshakable belief. This year, no doubt about it, Alex Eala stands as the biggest Philippine sports figure, not only for what she has achieved, but for what she represents. Alex Eala's rise is not just a sports story. It is a Filipino story. Tennis has never been the Philippines' comfort zone. It is a sport often associated with privilege, foreign academies, and distant grand stages most Filipinos only see on television. And yet, from this unlikely landscape emerged a young Filipina who dared to step onto the world's toughest courts and say, "I belong here." Alex Eala didn't ask for attention. She earned it. Every match she plays carries the weight of a nation still learning how to cheer for tennis. Every victory feels bigger because it is unfamiliar territory for Philippine sports fans. When she wins, it is not just a point on the scoreboard. It is proof that Filipinos can compete and excel anywhere. What makes Alex Eala the sports figure of the year isn't just rankings, titles, or trophies. It is impact. She has changed the conversation. Before Alex, tennis was a niche interest in the Philippines. After Alex, young athletes are picking up rackets, parents are searching for courts, and Filipino flags are appearing in international tennis broadcasts. She has become the face of possibility in a sport where Filipinos were rarely visible. Her journey has never been easy. Training far from home, competing against athletes from countries with deeper tennis traditions, and carrying expectations far beyond her age, Alex has faced it all with composure. While others chase fame, she chases improvement. While noise surrounds her achievements, she remains grounded, focused, and disciplined. That quiet confidence is powerful. In a year filled with sports highlights, Alex Eala's presence stands out because she symbolizes progress. She represents a new generation of Filipino athletes, globally trained, mentally tough, and unafraid of big stages. She does not rely on hype. She builds her legacy point by point, match by match. And perhaps that is what makes her so inspiring. She shows that greatness does not need to be loud. Alex Eala carries the Philippine flag into arenas where it has rarely been seen, and she does so with pride and grace. When she steps onto the court, she carries more than her racket. She carries hope for athletes who don't fit traditional molds, for sports that don't dominate headlines, and for dreams that seem too far away.